Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. The goal of this channel is to get you in that group of people that actually make money in crypto. Hopefully life-changing gains. Now I can't be more bullish, but the fact is 90% of everyone investing in crypto lose money, and we want to change that. Now I have a financial background and I do my research for me and I share with my community. So therefore, when I uncover uncomfortable truths, I don't always tell you what you want to hear. However, I tell you what you need to hear. And it's videos like this that give you the alpha and the information you need to make informed decisions. Now, I can't be more bullish, but we are in a very odd time right now. Now, a lot of people are already calling for altcoin season, and you could easily build a case for that. However, when I look back, and I want you to think back, for the last 3.5 years, how many influencers got you to FOMO in, and we thought it was altcoin season, and then boom, you're down 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. And then a month goes by, 2 months go by, oh, it's altcoin season again. So we're going to talk about all of that, and you can decide, but you need to get this alpha and look at these charts and make your own decisions, because guys, it's go time. We could pump for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and that's the bull run. That was the altcoin season. It could be game over. I don't think so. I think this is going to be an extended bull run for at least the top coins involved with Wall Street. However, there's a lot of different scenarios, and that's what I want to talk about and hopefully help you get a game plan, especially when it comes to taking profits. Now, if you need some help with that, we'll talk about it at the end of the video. But hit that like button. Go ahead, hit that like button. Let's dive into it. Right now, guys, we've had a good, 3 weeks now. And the world is changing now that we're getting regulation. Stable coins is changing everything. Wall Street is coming into crypto in a big way to dominate payments and DeFi and everything. They are starting to roll out their own blockchains, their own game plans, everything. You need to be alert to that, because most people are just comparing the blockchains they know. They're not comparing the Wall Street blockchains, and they got all the customers, guys. Something to be aware of. All right, things really look good, and if you've got, some pretty good profits, never a bad time to take a handful. Now, why do I keep saying that? Well, right now, guys, we're in uncertain times. Wall Street stock market's at all-time high. Everyone seems to be extremely bullish. I'm extremely bullish. However, one thing I know from my past background is Wall Street doesn't like these high times. They like to sell into these high times and repeat. And really, there hasn't been a huge buying opportunity since Trump got in office. We got that brief V-shaped pullback, but that wasn't that big. So, I truly believe that once we get the tariffs taken care of, and it's not an issue, guys, it's going to be off to the races. And once the race really starts, and some people go, it's starting, but I'm talking about once the economy is starting to grow, we're starting to pull in that money from tariffs. Tariffs aren't an issue. The economy's starting to pick up. They're starting to spend that money that Trump already got approved. The Fed cuts. Guys, it's going to be on. But it just, something in my brain won't let me not think that we're going to get a big pullback. Not a huge, scary pullback, but enough to get the weak money out and let Wall Street start stacking again. And then that one, guys, it's going to be on, and I think it's going to run for months. And for the stock market, it's going to run until Trump gets out of office. It's not going to stop. I truly believe everything all asset classes are going to be on fire. Now, when it comes to altcoins, I don't know, especially the ones that really don't serve a purpose, the ones that don't make any money, they only have utility, the ones that are not affiliated with Wall Street. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but I cannot be more bullish on Bitcoin, no matter what. There's nothing going to stop that train, and any major pullback is just a gift. All right, the EU just signed an agreement. That was a big deal, and that literally just happened. But now China, this is important. This is why I'm not going all in and committing to altcoin season yet. China, the deadline, are all deadlines for Trump's tariffs are August 1st. And then China's is, I believe, August the 12th. China's the big one because that, you know, people are like inflation and everything else. Now, a lot of economists, especially like the one in this video, talk about once these tariffs take hold, we are going to have inflation. And we should have a big pullback, and the world's going to acknowledge the inflation that's coming. I'm not in that camp necessarily. We will just see. But the China one is a big deal. So could we pump through until August 1st and then there's no effect? Absolutely. Could we pump till August the 12th? Absolutely. But then maybe that comes out negative. That's something to think about. Now, if it comes out positive, we may not stop pumping. I don't know. That's what this entire video is about. All right, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, you could easily look at that chart and build a case to say this is altcoin season. This is definitely the biggest move of this year for Bitcoin dominance to pull back, which pumps altcoins. Now, when you go back and you compare it to last year, right after the election, this was, I believe, about a 9% pullback, and now we've had about a 5.5–6% pullback. But this is a good move, and the alts are reacting to it. Now, could this be the low and Bitcoin go back up? Yes. Could we match November? That means we got, you know, a lot, not a lot more, but a third of the way to run. Or could we drop all the way back down to where Bitcoin dominance and match that? That would be a massive, massive move. And if that happens, that could literally be the entire altcoin season. But we'll figure that out as we go. But here's something I just want you to look at. I know this looks extremely bullish, but when you look at it on the big picture, that's not that massive. I mean, it's a big wick, and it's the biggest wick we've had in this entire bull run. So you can build a case. Not going to talk you out of that case that altcoin season has happened. And if the tariffs weren't here, and all the craziness in the world with the wars, I would probably jump the gun. All right, now, this is very important. Now, hear me out. This is where my background really helps, and a lot of people don't understand it. But remember, guys, 90% of everyone lose money. So when you get 100 people in the room and 90 start to agree, that kind of scares me. But I want to show you some alpha, especially for people that trade. And especially for the people that don't really understand trading, but they follow people with TA. Because, you know, TA, guys, it's a little helpful, and very, very, like 1% of people can actually trade really well because they just don't understand the game they're playing. They understand this chart, which is what we're going to talk about. But the way I see charts is totally different than the way most people see charts. Because, you know, I used to work for Bear Stearns. I used to sit at the desk, some of the biggest traders on the planet, and watch them manipulate. And see, they think different because they understand everything that you are going to do, where you're going to place your stops, where the FOMO's coming in, where the FUD's coming in, and they manipulate it to make you do that, and then they go the opposite way. I mean, two people, literally, you would think that if me and you both got together and said, okay, I'm going to long Bitcoin on leverage and you short Bitcoin on leverage, and we both short it from 119. Somehow, we'll probably both lose money. How is that? Because of the manipulation. But if you understand the manipulation, you got a really good chance. That brings me to this chart. Now, this is Bitcoin. Now, you could easily see that as a descending channel that is extremely bullish, and some people would call for the breakout. Let's move that on up to what the bigger one. Look at this. Now, a lot of people are going to draw that and say, look, it's already broke out. Now, the people that understand charting that haven't been around, don't really understand the game, they may be ready to go all in right there. Now, the people that have been around a little bit more, they're like, nope, we got to see where it closes, and then we want it to test, and if it breaks out again, I'm going all in. Well, see, exactly what I just said, the smartest money in the world understands that. So they just start buying Sunday night, right? Just like now. Let's break it out. Then they stop buying, it pulls back, then they break it out again, and then they dump billions of Bitcoin, billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. And they take it all the way down, freak everyone out, prove everyone wrong, take it to about here, do the exact same scenario just on the other side, then take it to the moon. So it's going to go way up. But that's why we get so much volatility. It's because the smart money just keep extracting profits from the dumb money. And I believe we could get a short squeeze sometime before this altcoin season, or before the cycle's over for Bitcoin, because you know it's already deflationary. We've already bought up like 3.5 months or 3.5 years of supply. So it's literally a deflationary asset, and they're running out of Bitcoin on the exchanges. So we could get a supply crunch like you've never seen. All right. And this just puts it in a bigger context. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to be extremely bullish. I'm getting ready to short personally, and we'll talk about that later. But all right, here's another thing. And guys, I've said this, I put this in a lot of videos. This isn't that severe, but when I say two people could go long and short and they both lose money, it's because of the game. If you understand the game, it's a lot easier to make money, and it's dang sure a lot easier to take profits because you understand they're about to go away. All right, now this is the Bitcoin liquidation map. Now, right now, if they take the market up, they're going to liquidate $445 million worth of shorts if they just take it, to say 121, right? 121,300. Or they can take it down to 116 and get 388 million. So that's about $87 million difference. So what's that tell you? We want to take it down. However, the market is wanting to go higher. But the market makers like, well, everyone's thinking it's going, the market wants to go up. They may let it, so it's not 100%. But the odds are, if they can get this money, this market going down back to, what did I say? Just 116, but definitely they can get all the liquidity of 600 million if they take it back to like 107. Now, how do they do that? Well, first of all, I just want to tell you their goal. Their goal is not for the market to go up, the market to go down. It's for it to constantly go up and down, and you get in and out, and they just take your liquidity, your exit liquidity. That's the market maker's goal. And believe it or not, that's Coinbase's goal. That's Binance's goal, and they get together. So Binance goes, well, the world seems like it wants to buy a lot of Bitcoin. Well, look how much we have. We'll start dumping ours. Market maker says, I'll start dumping mine. They both get short, and there goes the market. And they make money all the way down, but now they've dumped off their supply. Well, they'll start buying it back. Here we go back up. Do you understand the game? See, a lot of people just think, oh, everyone's buying. Yeah, all the dumb money, and I say that with love, the small money's buying. Yes, Michael Saylor's buying, and he moves the market, but he's not an example because he's not a trader. See, the volatility comes from the market makers, the exchanges, the whales, the hedge funds, the traders, because they trade on leverage. So that's why anytime I see a big wick or something breaks its all-time high, I get ready to short. And people are like, that's stupid, the market's going crazy. Yeah, crazy with someone's profits, not yours, because you're buying. You're buying more. You're not taking profits. They are. And once you understand that and get on the right side of that flow, you'll be in that 10%. All right. Hopefully that helped. Now, where'd that go? Okay, let's talk about this chart right here. You know, this chart used to be famous, and 4 years ago, when this market, went from a bull to a bear, everyone said, here's how you'll know. Well, this bull run is different. They already raped us 2 different ways. I shouldn't have said that word probably, but think about it. How'd we get screwed? The smart money screwed us twice for sure. I could give you 10 more examples. But what'd they do? They didn't go by this chart. And then we had an all-time high pre-halving. No one was expecting that, including me. No one. See, that's what they want. They want you to they know how you think. When the worst thing in the world is to educate smart manipulators that have unlimited money what your game plan is. So think about it. If I can move a market, and I got buddies that can move a market, right? You work on Wall Street, you got billions of dollars. And I see all this retail going, look, this is the way the game works. They start laughing. So what do? They go, okay, we're not going to do this order. So what'd they do? They took Bitcoin to an all-time high before the halving, caught everyone off guard, then they dumped on us, then the ETF came out, everyone FOMO'd in thinking it's going to rip, they dumped on us, and it sat there and went down for 3 or 4 months. I'm doing this by memory. But, so now people are starting to post this again because Ethereum is pumping. So now they're saying, oh, we're going to get back on track. They just skipped away because remember, it went Bitcoin pumping, Solana was leading the way, then they bounced over like AVAX for a little while, then gaming got hot for a little while, memes got hot, right? They just kept bouncing around. Well, now we're at this chart, and people are starting to say this is going to be it. This may be true. So Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum starts to outperform Bitcoin, and we're about right there. And then as Ethereum literally starts to outperform it consistently of Bitcoin, the large caps like XRP and AVAX and the big layer ones and Solana should start to pump. Well, then that's just going to ease on down, right, into all the way to the degen coins at the bottom, the gaming, the low-end meme coins, and stuff like that. Now, the reason I bring this up is because the guy at Across the Rubicon posted this today, and I want to shout out to him. But he was promoting getting into NFTs, that he believes is going to go into all the crap tokens, and then the blow-off top's going to be the NFTs. Well, that's not my game whatsoever. I will probably never own an NFT unless it's a Bored Ape. But that's what he thinks. But I believe they're going to still do more manipulation. But I really believe no matter what, guys, and I've said this for years, if you want to make the most money in crypto, you want new tokens, never experienced a bull run in the hot sectors. Because no matter what, it's just too easy to roll into a sector and let everyone FOMO in. Because right now, everything's kind of pumping at the same time. But remember, for the last 3 years, sectors were pumping, right? One token at a time. Well, I think the next phase is going to be, let's just say, and there's no order, there's no way to know the order, but let's say all of a sudden RWAs get hot. So everything else is kind of going up, but all of a sudden Ondo's on fire, and RWA, and Mantra, if that's still around. You know, every Clearpool, they all start to pump, right? And as soon as you get into it and you start thinking, heck yeah, you know, I'm 3x, 4x, 5x my money, boom, they dump on you. That's the rotation for RWAs for the altcoin season. It's game over. They're not coming back if you didn't take the profits. Boom, then they roll into gaming. Now gaming's pumping. Everybody jumps over there, FOMO, same exact thing. That's what they're going to do to us, because it's just too easy. And here's the thing, guys. When they're moving the markets, right? They move the market. They rotate in and out. So if they move the market, they also can collapse the market. See, they get the FOMO going, set some sexy stories for whatever it is, and they're already in, but they start buying more at the very bottom to kick all the buzz off. As FOMO kicks in, they just start slightly selling. Then it gets up, maybe a 3x, maybe a 2x, maybe a 5x. But guys, when they have 100 million, if not a billion in these projects, see, they're dumping the whole time. And they know once they go ahead and take that final dump, it's game over. They will move the market. So it's free money. You're not going to sell because it's only a 3x, 3.5x. You're not going to take any profits. They know they're about to dump, so they know the market's going to crash. They go short. So they got you on the way up and they got you on the way down. And that's why 90% of everyone in crypto lose money. All right. I want to just give you some alpha here, just again, the way I think. A guy posted something on X today, and he said, if you saw a chart like this, what are you about to do? I posted, well, everyone, when I read his thread, and I can't remember who posted it, or I would share, I should give him a shout out, but everyone pretty much said, buy, get ready for the breakout, and a lot of them used their TA to say why. See, what I saw was, I'm getting ready to short. And Ethereum is my biggest bag. This is Ethereum chart, by the way. Now, what do I see? Remember, the smart money knows how you think. I don't care what anyone says, guys. TA is a joke. I mean, it can be helpful, but, you know, every guy that, outside about 2 or 3 that I personally know are really dang good at it, every time they do something, it's like, oh, the market's going to go up, down, or sideways. They don't tell you which one. And then when it does one of those 3, then they go, see, that's what I said. Well, yeah, you left out the other 2 options as well. There's always 3 options. I don't even have to draw lines. I draw these lines for you guys. But look at this. This is so much resistance. It's not even funny. And then when you get to Ethereum's all-time high, it's going to be extremely more. But look at this, guys. Just in the last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be the 7th time getting to the line. We broke through it once. But this is why I love to short. And guys, when I short, I'm scalping. I don't even hold it overnight, ever. It's on leverage. You know, a $1,000 account on 100x leverage, you're getting the move of $1 million. So you don't need a lot of money, and you damn sure don't need a lot of time. But look right here. As it approached, it got right to the line, it dumped. Then it tried it again. Didn't even get quite where it made a good challenge. It dumped again. Made a good challenge, broke barely over it, crashed again. Now, what makes you think it's going to run after this green candles? See, now it's running out of gas. Out for these green candles, that it's just going to explode all the way through. No, the odds are it's about to turn around, or it's about to test it, or it's about to go through it and fake people out. And if we're lucky, we get a short squeeze. And guys, I don't care what anyone says. The best money you can make in crypto is to short the short squeeze. You don't be part of the short squeeze. That's called the dumb money, right? That's the people that don't understand the big picture. And I say that with love, but I'm really trying to educate you here. But my thoughts are, when Ethereum starts to get up to the new all-time high for this, actually, I would jump the gun because I think there's so much resistance. When it gets to this resistance, I'm probably going to put on a small short. If it goes against me, I'll put on a little bit more. If it goes against me, I'll put on a little bit more, and then I'm out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But definitely, when it gets to the all-time high of, let me see, make sure. This is the original all-time high, 4,858 bucks. Guys, it is not just going to run right through its all-time high. Now that's a possibility, probably about 2 or 3%, because that would freak people out and people would miss it. But the odds are we're going to go up in here somewhere, we're going to pull back, we're going to regroup, then we're going to go test that all-time high. We are not going to go through it the first time. We're going to get up to it, probably collapse, pull back. How big? I don't know. Then we're going to try it again, maybe a week later, maybe a day later. I don't know. But maybe it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 times. But the longer it sits there and starts to push on it, the better. Right? That's what you want. But anyway, I'm getting into shorting too much, but I just want to let you know, guys, that we've got a lot of volatility. Now, here's some more really good alpha. And go look at this. Find it on X. The guy is at UDIWERTHEIMER. You can see that. Go find him, read the article. But basically what he said to everyone was, you're not really into altcoin season until the people that got in extremely early that are selling get replaced by the new money. And we're not seeing that. We're not seeing retail come in to the people that bought XRP at 50 cents and are dumping it at 350. We're not seeing them stack that up. Now, they're getting close with XRP. But, you know, as soon as it hit 360, it was back under $3 in a blink of an eye. What he's talking about is just like when Bitcoin made a new all-time high, people kept buying it. So all altcoins, that's kind of what you want to see. When they may be making new all-time high, whether it's for this cycle or for a real all-time high, which is what you really want, right? Those are your bull tokens. I mean, if it's a really good project, it should 3, 4, 5x its all-time high, not just barely get to it or barely go through it. That wasn't even worth holding for 4 years, right? Now, so read that article, but it really makes sense. So he's saying we're not there yet. That what he sees is the rotation of the people that, like me and you, that are already into crypto. We're rolling into, oh my God, here goes whatever token, and you jump into it, and then all of a sudden they dump on you, and then it dies, and then it builds up momentum again, a week, a month, whatever. That's what he's saying. So it's a good read. Now, this is some good alpha always. When the VIX is high, you buy. The VIX is starting to get low, guys. Now, we could still get lower, but the lower it gets, smart money. I mean, this is just a standard probability rule that Wall Street and everyone I personally know that trades use. When the VIX is high, you buy, right? This is when it gets up in here. This is like COVID and the real estate crash, things like that, right? And you can see how high this thing has gotten during this cycle. And if you would have started buying, I promise you'd be happy. And every time, it's just like the fear and greed index, which we're going to talk about right here. You know, I've done, I don't know, maybe 5, 10 videos, I don't even know anymore, about the fear and greed index, which I had it somewhere. I don't even know where it went. Oh, there it is. You know, I've made countless videos right here. I made extra videos saying buy, 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 buy. Oh, bull runs over. I said, look, guys, if you just make a habit, if you never learn anything else in crypto, you buy the really burnt orange down here. right? When it gets under 20, just buy it. The odds of, and I even said, look, the odds are at least 80% it goes back up this way before it goes down. I mean, this is the history, this is the history of this cycle. And then, guys, if you do nothing else, just sell in the light green. Or if you're really bullish and you got a bigger time frame, just sell in the dark green. But if you look, guys, it's not a lot of time. When we get out of the dark green, it's over. You missed it. So if we're having altcoin season, we're probably going to hit 99, 100. It's not going to sit up there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, and let you decide what to do, guys. I mean, look at this. What is that? A day or two? That's a week, the entire thing. That's a week. Right? So this is a simple thing. But, for me, it's terrifying to start buying when we're in the green. Right? I just look at it 1 to 100. If we're at 50-50, you got 50-50 odds of it going up or down from there. Right? But when it's at 20, you got 80% odds that it's going up. If it's at 100, the odds of it just keep going up are 0, in my opinion. And the odds of it coming back down toward 20, whether that's the next week, the next month, even a year, are great. It's that simple. All right. Now, this has nothing, it is about XLM, but it's just an analogy. It's not fudding on the project. I want you to understand tokenomics and profit taking for whatever that's worth. Now, this is historical. See, people for some reason 8 years ago didn't sell their XLM, just like they didn't sell their XRP or their IOTA. It's going to the moon. Well, they haven't gotten their money back in 8 years. That's bizarre. They lost all the opportunity for this bull run because they damn sure didn't sell then. They're still waiting to get their money back. And they thought it was going to make a new all-time high. This is 90% of the tokens don't hit a new all-time high in this second bull run. And only 2 have ever hit a new all-time high in his third. Now, that doesn't mean it can't happen, but I don't want personally to be stacking a token that has to be the exception. I've owned XLM. I take profits. I made a video saying swing trade the Dino tokens like 2 or 3 months ago because of the hype. When XRP went under $2, I bought it on 3x leverage and held it for like a month and a half. I'm out. Wonderful trade, right? And now I'm looking to short these punks because look, guys, they don't last. This is all of crypto. This isn't an exception, so it has nothing to do. But here's what I really want you to understand about tokenomics. See, bad tokenomics was created for you to be exit liquidity for the founders, developers, period. They are making billions. Almost every founder from XRP, XLM, all the big boys are billionaires. Do you know how hard it is to become a damn billionaire? But look at this, guys. That's the reality of how much money opportunity you've had. Not much, especially based on the fact that you thought it was going to hit a new all-time high. Over and over and over. Most people tell you Stellar's going to $10. Been saying it for 8 years. But look at this. See, they got rich as kings. In the last bull run, XLM did make a new all-time high. Market cap wise. That means they got billions of more adoption. Billions of everything. Stellar was killing it in the last bull run. But everyone else didn't make money because it didn't even make a new all-time high. Some were smart enough to sell, but look at this bull run. Look at the extreme. It basically right at made a new all-time high again. And the price didn't even get close to its all-time high. So all that money, that billions of dollars right there, went to Chris Larsen and the other insiders. You got to understand the game, guys. They're not here they don't want you to ever make a penny. All they want you to do is believe the hype, don't understand it, and let them dump on you, right? Hell, Chris Larsen just dumped almost 200 million XRP, and he has 9 billion XRP left, guys. Think about that. He's dumping constantly. People go, oh my God, this company on Wall Street just bought $200 million of XRP. That's a Wall Street firm. That should be a big deal. Chris Larson offset that. That's one person. Ripple does the same thing. They dump 360 million XRP, not dollars worth, million. So in this bull right now, when it's over $3, that's $1 billion. $1 billion they extract. So guys, it's one pie, and this isn't harping on XRP or XLM. This is the whole pie, the whole game. Doesn't matter who it is. It's a blood sport. If I make $1, someone lost $1. So the XRP community, when Ripple dumps and sells $1 billion worth of XRP, how many retail people just got wrecked? All of them. That's enough of the hype. All right, guys. Look, I can't be more bullish, especially for Bitcoin, especially for what's coming next for Wall Street, real estate, everything. Altcoins, I really believe Wall Street is in the process of taking over. You need to follow the smart money of what they're doing. And I believe this is probably the last bull run as we know it. The last altcoin season as we know it, because the smart money is here. They're using this tech to make new services to sell to their customers. They're going to dominate RWA. They're already dominating payments. You're going to see these payment utility ISO tokens are irrelevant by the next bull run, because stablecoins do it all. Bridges aren't that important. They're already coming out with new tech. PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan, FIS Global, Pfizer Serve, those are the dominant players. Hell, IBM has its own blockchain. Guys, who do you think these customers are going to use? The people they've been using that run the world forever. And they don't, this is all open sourcing code. So no matter how great your tech is, ICP community, it's just open source. If I have all the customers, Google, why do I need to get involved with ICP for their cloud storage? Oh, it's decentralized. It's amazing. Yeah, but they don't have any customers. It's open source. I see the code. That's like Colonel Sanders with no customers selling his special sauce for his chicken and saying, oh, I'm going to go compete against, somebody. They're like, we have your source. That wasn't a good example. But anyway, guys, if you need some help getting a game plan, I do Zoom calls. I have that service. I have a portfolio course that walks you through everything from A to Z that you need to know. How to compare tokenomics, market cap, compare projects, dollar cost average in and out, everything. And then we take a look at your portfolio with a Zoom call. Guys, it's only $250. I hope that it will pay for itself 10 times over. But if you need some help, reach out. I also have a shorting course. I truly believe it's the best way to make money in crypto, especially if you're remotely thinking about hodling. You can learn to offset and hedge your position. That way, if you are going to hold XRP and not sell it when it hits 360 or when it breaks its new all-time high 392 and maybe hits $4, and you're just going to hold it, you can put on a short trade. You can keep your bag, short it, offset it, because it's coming back. We know that, or at least I know it. I'll be shorting it. But then you get to make those profits all the way down. And if you're wrong and you put on the right size, you're okay. You did take a little hit. But think about it. If you've been doing that for the last 8 years, every time XRP pumped hard, you shorted it and left your bag, hell, you'd have probably already doubled or tripled your XRP. And then you can hodl. So if you're going to hodl, you got to learn to short. Also, I have an inner circle, guys. And the point about this, guys, is you got to have a game plan. And the game plans I see are why people make are in the 90% because they set a price target. They believe the hype. Some of this hype is so nonsensical. It's third grader is smarter than that. And I say that with love. But if you have to understand how tokenomics work, right, guys? So take any project you want. Doesn't matter. When someone tells you something stupid, and you go, that's too good to be true. Do the math, and then you go, wait a minute. That means IOTA would be bigger than Bank of America. It would be bigger than Tesla. It would be bigger than Microsoft. Microsoft is the first $1 trillion company. There's only been 9. But yet people tell you multiple altcoins are going to bust through $1 trillion. Some tell you it's going to be worth more than the top 100 S&P companies in the world combined this year. You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, I can't be more bullish, but it's go time. Get a good plan. Be careful, who you listen to, because, this is a crazy, crazy market. Most people just want to tell you what you want to hear, get you to FOMO in. They dump on you. I find it hard to believe that the influencers that tell you to hodl and tell you to buy more at the top aren't dumping on you. I really do. I don't think they can be that dumb, but maybe they are. Maybe they are. I say all that with love. I know I'm ranting, but guys, I'm bullish and things are looking good. And the sooner you can get your initial investment out, the better. Keep playing the game. Once we get to say December, right? The end of December, January 1, I'll be out of this game 75%. I'll still play it until altcoin season or this cycle is over. And then I'll be shorting all during the bear, which gets me really excited. But guys, the people that go all in, and they're going to be all in crypto and to say December, guys, the odds, we've never had that happen. We've never had altcoin season extend yet. So the game could be 100% over. Hell, it could be 100% over in the morning, right? And then people go, oh, well, I had a 5X. I know that's no one got into crypto for a 5X. We could have just all bought Bitcoin. But no one also got into crypto to lose money. Put in $50,000, $100,000, and then watch it go back to 3, right? But at one point it was at $500,000, whatever. I've never met so many people that didn't like taking profits. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's nothing hardly, people don't buy their family house to double their money. Yeah, they're like, okay, if I buy this house, I can raise my kids. Buy $1 million house, I can raise my kids for 20 years, and it's a nice neighborhood. Maybe it goes up 50% or 100%, right? But if someone knocks on your door and says, hey, your house is worth $1 million, I'll give you 2.5. Kids, start packing. Here's the keys. No one's attached to anything. Now, there's a few exceptions, few, but what I'm saying, you can always go buy another damn house, guys. Don't fall in love and get married to these things. This is time to make the money. What you do in the next, say, 5 months, 7 months, if we're lucky, is going to dictate this entire cycle for you. Especially for you guys that were in 2017 in some of these tokens and had probably life-changing gain or substantial gains that didn't sell in 2021, and now you're contemplating doing the same thing. Guys, that's crazy talk. All right, hit that like button. Let me know what you think. Are we in altcoin season or not? But either way, guys, come back and be part of this community. Subscribe.